Dear mainstream anime community, I got a question for you. Why is Bungou Stray Dogs not in the list of the best modern animes? My point is, it doesn't get much attention. Like, even during the airing of its third season, it wasn't that hype, while every other show of that season got spoiled with numerous posts about it. I've only seen activities of this series just on its own fanbase. Okay, enough complaining. Now, those of you who already experienced the epicness of this series, welcome. Let's revisit this masterpiece. And those who didn't, these are the following reasons you should be watching this show. So, first of all, the plot. Now, this anime follows a really simple and smooth plot, but still, the whole environment and the vibes you'll get from this show will totally make you invested in the characters and the story itself, and somehow make the plot not so simple anymore with its presentation and storytelling. Bungou Stray Dogs also has some genuinely good comedy, good enough to make you laugh each time, and the comedy sequences totally matches the art style, so the comedy works out pretty well in all cases without feeling forced. Another interesting characteristic of this show is that there are sudden changes of moods from comedy to serious, then again from serious to rom-comish, on an anime that's based on underground mafias. Like, it's gonna make you laugh for 1 second, and in the next, it's gonna be serious. 1 second later, you're laughing, and in the next, you're seeing a tragic yet beautiful story, finishing with some great teachings. But all these transitions in mood doesn't feel shitty or out of place like High School DxD due to excellent managed screen time and placing. Up next, the animation and art style. This show is pretty good with its animation, which easily catches your eyes both during the action-packed fight scenes and the joke scenes. Also, the characters are pretty well designed and dressed in their own ways, which brings up the individuality of the characters to a very different level. Another detailed touch like this is the transition sequence during the start of each ending, which sets the mood for the next episode and makes you very eager to listen through the ending. Yeah, I know it sounds a little gibberish, but you'll know what I'm saying when you watch the show yourself. And speaking of openings and endings, all three of them has an amazing singer, an amazing music, and amazing lyrics. Now, the songs won't get stuck in your head only because of their banger instrumentals, but also due to their amazing and heart-touching lyrics. And among these, which really gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it, is the ending song of Season 2. And the next thing you're gonna be looking up for in this show is its realism factor. You know, a lot of times when some impactful incident's gonna happen, which is gonna go on the bad side of the protagonist, then some random thing happens and the protagonist or the good guys are all saved. Well, this doesn't happen a lot in Bungou Stray Dogs. If impactful shit's happening in this show, it's gonna happen and no one's saving that shit right there and right then. Another thing that contributes to this realism factor is the incidents and logics came up with the big brains of our beloved characters during the solving of cases and also during pursuing missions, especially in the first case of Rampo-san showed in his anime of Season 1, which really made me come up at the edge of my seat. The fights and the special powers, the two pillars of quality that holds up the infrastructure of every shonen anime, are also epic in this show. The mentions being the gunfight between Odasaku and Guild. This gunfight is one of the best gunfights I've ever seen in an anime, and what makes this gunfight special from any other boring gunfights is, spoiler alert, a blend of the spice called the superpower of seeing 5 seconds into the future, which guess what, is owned by both Odasaku and Guild, which results in them fighting in the realm of their own special abilities instead of fighting in the real world. Due to this, half of the fight is already done without it even being started. Now, the fight with the guild members were all outstanding, but the one which delivers the most hype is, again, spoiler alert, the fight between the leader of the guild versus the fusion of Akutagawa and Atsushi. And what makes this fight special is the simple good old formula of every shonen anime. The epic power-up of both of the sides and the best form of their abilities of both of the sides, with the opening playing in the background, which fits really well with the whole environment. And no matter how cliched it sounds, you're gonna walk right into it just like me, cause it's just a perfect formula. And besides the Battle of Bronze, the Battle of Brains in this show are really good too, especially when you see the best masterminds of Bungou Stray Dogs playing brain games with each other, reading each other's thoughts and counter-striking each of the step of each other. Now I believe those of you who didn't watch Bungou Stray Dogs and didn't click away from the video yet are hopefully convinced enough to go and give it a watch. And if not, perhaps these interesting fun facts might change your mind. Did you know most of the characters from Bungou Stray Dogs were named after famous Japanese writers, and their abilities were also named after their novels and works? And I found all these through extensive research, not just from reading the character introductions from my anime list. Okay, next. Characters. Starting off with Odasaku, who is a character which you can really look up to for his pure-hearted personalities and some pretty unique morals and ethics despite of being a member of the mafia, which plays a huge role in the plotline of this anime, and also for many other reasons which I cannot mention for preventing furthermore spoilers. Second and thirdly was Dazai and Fyodor, with their calm and cold charm, again with their extraordinary intelligence which blows your mind each time they explain their master plans. And finally, Kyoka, my waifu from this show. Now, I usually don't have that much waifus, but she got that innocent face, warm personality, with sudden unexpectedly wholesome twist influenced from her past tragedy. The cute look in her face, oh my, it just melts my heart, you know? So, with all that being said, I am still pretty shocked from the fact that this show is not mass recognized yet, even after having all the qualities of a masterpiece shonen, and also after having a lot of well-known voice actors. So go watch it to experience the mafia environment and the point of view of the characters from the 3 different organizations on the underground world, because the whole thing is entertaining with no unexpected twists to switch your brains about, no unanswered questions, no plot holes, leaving you with only hype for the next season. And judging by the ending of season 3 and the story left in the manga, I think season 4 is gonna be here in no time. So, those of you who managed to get this far, thanks for watching the whole video. Make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel.